Across the vastness of reality, a limitless number of existences play over infinite possibilities. These are the fragments captured in our rudimentary observation. Welcome to the Omniverse.
Right, so we are at the top of the next round, so we can get fresh initiative rolls from everybody.
There we go. That's a 10.
A 6 for Siobhan.
No, we're harried.
No!
I rolled the wrong die.
Oh, no. Okay.
Can't believe you've done this.
I rolled the same thing.
I can't. Well, unless I explode. No, I didn't.
That would instead be a 2 for Siobhan.
Hey, same.
Also 2.
I actually rolled better. A 4.
4 from Jara, and Kanath.
Also 2.
Hell yeah, 2 squad. Down here at the bottom of the board.
Kanath, you hear the voice in your head say, "If you help me, I can replace Essane with you, and you can lead these people."
Wow. I've never seen myself in a management position.
Now, before you decide, hear Tass out.
Yeah.
Do it.
No, I think I want to try to resist it. Seeing the tree start to eat a child, I don't want to have to be the person who has to send children to be eaten by a tree.
So with your refusal, there is a snarl of frustration and some dirt in the course of all the heaving ground. Some of the dirt kind of pops up into the air and forms into these crystalline darts. And one batch of them shoots at you. What's your mystic defense?
11.
That is a lot more than 11.
Ooh.
That is a 25.
It's like the Whomping Willow up in here.
What's the mystic version of a void blow?
It's Steel Thought. Jara has it, but Kanath does not.
LOL.
12 points of damage before your armor, and your armor is reduced by 2 from these crystalline spikes cutting into what you're wearing.
I take a wound from that.
Ooh, how much over your wound threshold is it?
It is exactly.
Okay, so you take a wound, but you're not forced to make a knockdown test. The other batch of them goes for Siobhan.
Oh, no.
What is your mystic defense?
11.
That is only an 8, so the spell does not manage to affect you. You recognize it's casting Earth Darts.
Ah, okay.
That was its initiative on 23.
Ooh.
Next, we've got the tendril pods trying to bite at people. And you are all harried because of where you are. So, Siobhan, what is your physical defense?
7.
Okay, so it does manage to bite you. That is 15 before your armor.
Ooh.
Is that a wound?
Yes, it is.
What's your wound threshold?
10.
And how much did you end up taking?
11.
Okay, so you take a wound. You are not forced to be knocked to take a knockdown test.
Okay.
Kanath, what is your physical defense modified?
8.
That is only a 7, so that will miss you. Jara?
It's an 11.
Is that reduced because of the harried?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You've got a shield. You're normally at a 13.
Yeah, my physical defense is 13.
That just missed you, even with the reduction. Ooh. That was a 10. And then Pokey. That is a 12.
Oh, that gets me.
All right. Do you want to attempt to avoid?
Yeah, I do. 29.
That is more than doable. You definitely avoid. And you actually realize that if you take to the air, you're not affected by the heaving ground.
Nice.
With a 29, can you grab the rest of us and move us out of the way too?
Just a gentle reminder that I'm 20 inches tall.
All right. We are on to Jara at 4.
So my melee weapons is going to be also at a -2.
That's correct, yes.
Okay, so I'm going to be rolling actually at a step 10. But I'll spend another karma on it. Why not? 12.
That's enough to hit.
Whew, okay.
So go ahead and roll your damage.
So is my damage also at a -2?
Yes.
Okay. Oh no, 2 1s.
Oh my god.
You're striking true, but basically you just hit the wood with the flat of the blade and it doesn't look like it actually does anything. The guards have made their way up the hill. They are not, they did not close fast enough to actually be able to do anything this round, but they are now in melee range. So now we are on to, initiative count 2. Siobhan, Kanath, and Pokey are all at this count. So whatever order you want to go.
Mine's pretty simple. I'm starting up the process for my lightning bolt again at this tree.
Roll your elementalism, and you are harried by that.
13.
That is enough. So you've successfully woven the thread. So you'll be able to cast that next round.
I am going to take to the sky and swap out for my bow
Okay. So missile weapons. What are you going to shoot at?
the pod that's been hurting me.
Okay.
And I am actually going to use the rank 2 effect on my bow to spend 2 strain and infuse my arrow with poison.
Nice. So go ahead and roll your missile weapons. You are not penalized since you are not affected by the uneven ground.
17.
That's good. So go ahead and roll your normal damage plus 2 steps because of your good attack roll.
7.
All right. And then what are the details on the poison? It should say it has like a step or something like that.
It is Kisra paralytic poison. It is step 8 with an interval of 2 to 1 round.
It needs to make a roll to try and resist the poison, which it failed. So go ahead and roll a step 8. So 2d6.
5.
Okay. Looks like the arrow bites in and there is some penalty from the poison. And Kanath?
Yeah, so I'm going to continue to hack at the root that I'm at.
All right.
7.
7 is not enough to actually do any damage. That is everybody. So we are on to the next round and fresh initiative rolls. Don't forget to reduce those, everybody except Pokey, because of the uneven ground. And it looks like, unfortunately, the guards are penalized by this as well. So.
Oh, darn it.
Unfortunately.
Ha!
Well, I'm going to blame the penalty for my 1.
I got a 6.
11.
All right.
14.
Oh, very nice. 14 is actually up first.
Oh wait, my dice exploded because I did
Oh.
a 6 on a d6. It's actually a 7.
Oh my god.
Yes, those wonderful times where you roll the max value on a die and follow it up with a 1.
Yep.
Kanath is still first.
I'm going to try and turn towards the 2 guards who are approaching and convince them to go. This thing is tainted. There is something dark inside of it. It has been convincing you to sacrifice fellow villagers to it. It is evil. You must get out of here while we deal with it. And I don't know that I don't have any kind of like convince or anything.
Go ahead, and it's a charisma test, but you're a troubadour, so it's an interaction test, so you can roll. You can spend a point of karma on it if you want.
4.
Oh.
Oh no!
It was going to be an exploding 12, and then the 6 hit it and moved it.
Oh. All right. So yeah, they don't appear to be swayed at all by your eloquence or lack thereof.
Yeah,
in
that's
this case.
fair. Well, fine. And I'm just going to hack at the root again.
Okay.
11.
An 11 is enough. No bonus to damage. So go ahead and roll that.
8.
This thing's tough, man.
This is some Critshow rolling you're getting to experience
yeah,
here.
a lot of ones.
All right, Pokey, we are on to you at 11.
I'm gonna shoot the pod monster again.
Okay. That sounds really good.
29.
Hell
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Very nice. That is 4 extra successes on the attack, so you'll get a +8 to your damage. What does that put you at as a step?
Step 18.
Step 18 from a Windling Bow. Nice.
28.
Hell yeah.
28 damage. That's 25 after armor, which is still enough to put it well over its death rating. So that pod monster thing gets skewered by your arrow shaft and basically pins it to the ground.
I want those dice back.
We bartered dice in between episodes. I traded him a set for a set, and the one he gave me is doing very well.
Oh, there you go. All right. Jara, you hear in your head the whisper of the thing. How about you? Will you serve me in exchange for power and dominion over these fools?
You know, that sounds very nice, but these people here are my clan, my family, and you and I just met, so I'm gonna just wail on it again with my sword.
All right. However, it gets to do its thing before you can swing back. What is your mystic defense?
It's an 8.
Okay, so another wad of dirt pops up and forms into shards and flings at you, and it will hit, but you can try and steal thought if you wish. Target number is a 9.
I can probably do that. Okay, I'm gonna try to steal thought. That was a 9.
That is enough. You steal your resolve, and the spell washes over you without having any effect. I think you take 1 point of strain from the attempt, but that's it.
Yeah.
And Siobhan, another wad of earth darts is coming your way.
All right.
That is a 10.
To my 9 because of the minus.
And that is 8 points of damage before armor.
Okay. Doesn't hit a wound.
Okay, great. You are -2 to your armor now because of the spell hitting you.
Oh, got it. Right.
That was 11 on 8. We get the 3 current tendril attacks against the people on the ground. So, Siobhan, that is a 14 against your physical defense.
Oh, yeah.
Only 6 damage, reduced by your armor, which was reduced, so I'm not sure how much you end up actually taking.
Take 2.
Kanath, a 10.
I am at 10. I'm going to try to avoid it, I think. No, I'm not. No, it's fine.
Oh.
Okay.
This is all fine.
That is 9 points of damage before your armor. Don't forget your armor is still reduced from you having gotten hit by the spell earlier.
Yes.
And Jara. That is a 10, which I don't think beats your physical defense.
It's not good enough, no?
You are a wall. All right, that was 8. Jara, we are to you at 7, and I think your response to this thing was to hack away.
Yes. That's a 10?
That is enough.
Okay.
No bonus damage, but you do still hit.
That's a little better. 15.
15, nice. All right, yeah, you carve another little chunk of wood out of this thing. And again, those of you who have been hearing the voice kind of hear it crying and screaming and snarling at you in your mind. On 5, one of the guards steps forward to swing at you, Jara. And that is another 10, which is not enough to hit you. You block it with your shield. And Kanath, that is only a 4. So the other guard misses you.
Good.
And I think the only one who hasn't acted yet is Siobhan on 1 with a lightning bolt spell prepared.
That's right. I want to unleash this thing with a little karma backup.
Okay. At the tree, I assume.
Yes, indeed.
No, just put us out of our misery.
So take Pokey out of the air. Hold on, I got to look again at my number. Oh no, that's not it. I'm on the whole other thing. I'm drunk. 8.
8 is the spellcasting test. Oh, it looks like the lightning bolt flies towards the tree trunk and just kind of gets absorbed by it. It doesn't seem to have any impact.
Superb.
All right. That was the round. We're on to a next one. Kanath, your reduced armor effect has gone away, so you don't have to worry about that anymore.
Okay.
It is only a temporary effect from the spell.
7.
2.
All right, Kanath had a 7. All right.
1.
She's so crestfallen by that.
Yep.
Pokey is up first at 8.
Hey, Siobhan.
Yes.
Sorry, I think there was a breakdown in communication. I asked you to set the tree on fire and not...
Oh, shoot the thing
not
with your
feed it
fucking
lightning.
arrow.
Pokey has a hearty laugh as they fire a shot at the tree.
All right.
Ugh. And miss with a 5.
Oh,
There was a lack of communication about what I meant by shooting it.
Turnabout's fair play.
All right. What is your mystic defense, Pokey?
9.
That is a 19. So that will hit as another of those, like wooden shafts come flying out of the tree up at you in the air. That is 12 damage before your armor.
Okay, well, I've currently got 6 armor, thanks to Siobhan, so I take 6.
All right. And you are entangled once again.
No.
You can still fly, but you're harried.
Okay.
That was that. We are on to 7. Kanath.
I'm going to try to hack at the root still. I wish I had some
Okay.
better option, but I think it's not open for channels of communication. Except me accepting mayorship.
Yeah.
Probably not anymore.
24.
Nice.
24. Nice. Okay. So it's the physical defense you were going after on this was 9. 19 gives you 2 extra successes. 24 is 5 more than that. So you get 3 extra successes plus 6 to your damage. So a net plus 4 to your normal damage because you're still harried from the uneven ground.
Excellent.
Oh, nice. Damage dice exploding.
33.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oof.
That is reduced somewhat by its armor, because it does have some armor. Let's see. 33. You take a very large chunk of wood. In fact, the root that you are hacking at, you break through and sever that sort of root tendril that you were hacking at, and you hear a very, very angry, snarly, primal growl in your mind, and the same as with you, Jara. That was 7 on 5. We've got the little melon monsters biting away. 1 at Siobhan. That is only an 8. I don't think or is that your reduced physical defense?
With being harried, that'll hit.
Okay. And you are at -2 armor because you're affected by the earth darts from last round.
Yes, indeed.
That is... Oh, there's an explosion. That is 14 before your armor.
That just hits my wound.
Okay. So you have a wound. Wounds do apply a penalty to your rolls equal to the number of your wounds. So keep
Right.
that in mind, those of you who have them. Kanath. That is a 20 on its attack roll to bite you.
That is a hit.
What's your current physical defense?
8.
So that's +4. That is 12 damage before your armor. And Jara, a 5 is not going to hit you.
These melons are just pinging off of my breastplate.
All right, that was initiative count 5. The guards are here on 4, and it looks like they are considering Jara and Kanath to probably be the biggest threats available at this point. Oh, that looks like it might be a hit on Jara. That is a 20.
Oh, yeah, that is a hit. Let's see if I could... I'm not sure if I could even avoid it because I'm harried if I wanted to.
What's your current physical defense?
My current physical defense is 13. Sorry, it is 11.
11, okay. So they only got 1 extra success on you. You going to attempt to avoid it?
I don't think I
No?
can.
Okay. 8 damage before your armor.
Okay.
I don't even know how much that ends up doing to you. Probably not much.
1.
Nice.
Nice. And Kanath. That is only a 6.
Yay.
So it misses you.
Kanath is just bleeding. He's got these earth darts hanging out of his chest. He's got bite marks on his ankle.
That was 4. We are down to 2. Jara, it is your turn.
All right, I'm gonna hit it again. That's an 11.
That is enough to hit. No bonus damage, so
19.
very nice. Putting your not insignificant troll weight behind the blade that you have been carrying, you thrust forward and lean your weight into it and split sort of right into the trunk, and there is a very loud cry of pain that slowly kind of sounds like it's fading away, like an echo vanishing into the depths of a cave. The animated tendrils and vines that have been swarming around you and causing problems collapse to the ground limp. And the two guards as well actually kind of react to the scream that you and Kanath hear in your head and kind of fall to their knees in the vegetation. The lights of the tree kind of cycle from the bluish green that they had been into a very angry kind of red and then fade and go out. And the branches kind of slump. And there's just kind of a general, all of a sudden, within the next few moments, smell of decay that starts to envelop the cave that you're in as leaves and branches kind of start crumbling to like meat and then sort of dust as they're sort of like the trunk left, but like a very rapid decomposition kind of happens to this thing over the course of the next minute or two, until the gradually fading echo in your heads kind of finally comes to an end.
Did that tree just turn into meat?
Yes, I think it did.
I hate that.
The guards are kind of now picking themselves up off of the ground and looking around in kind of something of a daze and uncertainty, and kind of looking to all of you at the moment, and with wonder and bewilderment and not quite sure.
I don't suppose you're still in the mindset that you want to stay here and not go to the open world anymore.
They kind of look at each other. You have freed us from a torment that we were not even aware that we were under. Thank you. Please come.
Join us at a feast. No!
Eat the melons.
Yeah. Not again.
Yes, let's, shall we perhaps gather up some things and get out of this horrific place?
I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. The guards lead you out of the greenhouse cave and down the tunnel. And when you emerge out into the main cave, you actually now hear a mixture of cries of pain and relief. And you notice that the corrals that had been holding the beetles are broken open in a couple of places, and the beetles, there are some kind of just wandering aimlessly around at this point, and a few others that are just kind of slumped on the ground, but only about a third of the ones that were here originally are in this like sort of corral livestock area. Following the guards and the cries, you make your way back to the village square, to find a disturbing and somewhat horrific sight. It looks like as you were fighting the entity that had masqueraded as Jasperi and taken over and gradually feeding on the pain and torment of the victims of Caer Fonsor, it sent the beetles, which were under its control, in among them, causing a lot of injuries and pain. And it looks like there were even perhaps some individuals, some villagers that took weapons to their fellows as the entity was doing what it could to draw strength from their pain and suffering as it was trying to fight you off. And so there are cries of relief and recognition of people who are becoming aware that they were being subject to a torment and a confinement that was not proper. And at the same time, the recognition that some of them betrayed the very people that they loved, either in the past or now at the urgings of this horror that had infested this Caer for the many years that they had remained cooped up in here.
Do we see a Sane still?
You do manage to track down a Sane, and it looks like he is dead from a self-inflicted wound to his throat.
Well, that makes sense. During the course of that, the thing either in the tree or that was the tree tried to convince me to take his place and be in charge and get power. I have the terrible feeling that he was not duped, but made a deal.
Ugh, good riddance then. And I'm going to look around for anybody that's hurt and just start the slow process of seeing if I can help anybody out, patch up some wounds.
And it is a slow process, but there are some survivors, and you get help from members of the village who have some skill in doctoring and patching up wounds and so forth. And maybe when a final tally is made, about half of the villagers who were alive when you arrived are still alive and able to eventually make their way out of their former prison.
Thank you so much for leading us through this, Josh.
You're welcome.
Whew.
Wow.
Got severe at the end.
It did.
Yeah, it got intense.
Is there a after adventure process for this?
Yeah, if this were sort of part of a normal ongoing story, at the end of each session, the Game Master awards experience, which in Earthdawn are called legend points. And then between sort of in downtime, characters can spend those legend points to increase the ranks of their magical talents, to increase their attribute scores if they want to, for spellcasters to learn new spells, to increase the rank of power that they have with their magical items, assuming that they have learned enough about them to do so. And then once you have accumulated enough of your talent ranks at a certain level, then you qualify to advance to the next circle, which is the equivalent of levels in D&D. And then that gives you access to a couple of new magical talents. And so it's level-based system in the sense that there are discrete levels that you kind of advance through, but your advancement through them, rather than just, oh, I hit an arbitrary number of experience, you actually have to spend your points. And so you get a little bit of a customization in terms of where you want to put your focus and your advancement to make your character better and to progress through that.
Yeah, I remember playing through this game and, being like, oh, I'm circle 4 and having a bunch of talents at rank 4 and then one at like rank 8 or 9 because you just dumped all your points into it. It makes it nice for that one talent that you're using, but then much slower to actually go up a circle.
Right. Yeah, because the costs to increase your ranks get progressively larger the higher your rank is. And so generally it's better to kind of advance everything together from an efficiency point of view. But you can certainly focus on getting one or two things up higher so that you're better at those and then kind of raising the other stuff up later.
I like that feel of what you choose to put your time into training is what you just get better at. It reminds me of Love Life.
Yeah, it's a nice kind of hybrid, I think, between a level-based and a skill-based system in that you get to choose what you want to advance and what you want to focus on. But one of the nice things about level-based systems is that you get just little bits kind of metered out to you, and so you can gradually get a handle on your character's abilities and what they can do. And so you don't, when you have a first circle character who will only have 6 magical talents as opposed to the 12, I think, that you guys have for your characters here, because I did make you more advanced, because you would have been slaughtered by
melons.
Would have been, almost were. I think I had 8 points before I went unconscious.
Dang.
Oh
Man.
my gosh.
Yeah,
I was okay.
I got wrecked.
Yeah, I had 3 damage.
Well, when you told me what the choices that people made for their characters were, I'm like, wow, we don't have any serious combat. We don't have a warrior. We don't have a sword master. We don't have we don't have any of the more heavy hitting combat stuff. And so I kind of built the weaponsmith to be the biggest combat type character in that. So it was a little bit of a challenge and okay, well, this is what I've got. Let me kind of tweak things so that, it's not going to be an absolute, death trap when they go in without a lot of the more heavy hitting combat talents. But
yeah,
it was fun.
Absolutely. It's one of the coolest things to me in this game. It's just the simple fact of the dice steps and how they shift up and down. And, it's just, I love it. I think it's so cool.
Yeah, I mean, that role that Kanath had towards the end, where he had that high attack test and then had a damage test of 30 something. You'll get those occasional rolls in the game that will just completely shift. That roll itself took out about half of the thing's health rating. So you can get really shocking turnarounds, and you'll have a situation where dice will explode 2 or 3 times, and that really. When I run this for people at conventions, those moments where those really dramatic die rolls show up, it has everybody cheering and really remembering the game and those moments in it. So It's it's the natural 20 of Earthdawn,
right?
seeing those multiple explosions.
I'll never forget that in the first campaign I got to be in with Rev, and we set up a situation to essentially summon a horror, like a named horror. And so we got a surprise on him. And I don't remember the exact number, but watching Rev's entire set of dice explode, I know it was over 100 points of damage.
Yeah.
And he one-shotted the thing in the surprise round. It was so awesome.
So you had talked at the beginning about the Kickstarter you have right now. Are there any other projects or products that are coming out that you want to let us know about?
Sure. So right now we've got the Kickstarter running as we record this for Iopos Lair of Deceit. It launched just shy of a week ago as of the date of this recording. Our initial goal was $5,000 and we are right now at $14,905. So we have already achieved our goal, and achieved the one stretch goal that we had on this, where it's actually the 40th anniversary of the founding of FASA. And so we are going to commission an enameled 40th anniversary pin that's going to use the original FASA logo.
Oh, nice.
But for this campaign, we actually decided, because of what's going on with, sheltering at home and uncertain economic situation for a lot of people who might be out of work or on reduced work because of that sort of thing, that we're not going like super overboard with deluxe editions or a lot of fancy stuff. We want to get the book out and don't want people to feel like they need to throw a whole lot of money at this in order to get it. So we've got, really basic options where you can just get the book, or if you're getting back into Earthdawn for the first time, we do have bundle packages. And even if you can't get into the Kickstarter because you're hearing this after it's closed or whatever, the book will be available both in print and PDF, so you can even get it after the fact.
Great. And if our listeners want to find you or Earthdawn or any of the other products, where should they look?
There's the website, www.fasagames.com. Has both our web shop where you can get PDFs and order print books directly from us. We also have PDFs available at DriveThruRPG, so you can get those there. We've got forums that are at FASA Games as well, where people can ask questions or discuss theories or whatever, exploring the setting or the rules, or, myself and other members of the development team will kind of keep an eye on those and answer questions where appropriate. We also have a Discord channel that we've got links up. We've got presence on Facebook, and I think the Discord channel link is available kind of high up on our Facebook page. FASA Games is also on Twitter at FASA Games. I personally am on Twitter as well at Mataxes, Mataxes, which is my sort of personal handle, but I do a lot of talking about Earthdawn and whatnot, so you can find me there. I am also in the cast. I'm one of the players for an actual play Earthdawn game that's on podcast called Legends of Earthdawn, that has been running now monthly. The shows come out sporadically, but we've been meeting about once a month for about 2 years now. And so our game has quite a bit. There are like 20 or 22 episodes or something like that available for people to enjoy. I am also co-host of the Earthdawn Survival Guide podcast, which I launched back in October, with one of the freelancers who's written some of the material, where we talk about Earthdawn. It's intended as kind of like an introductory stuff. We have episodes where we kind of go over the history of the setting, kind of do an episode breakdown on each of the disciplines and what's available in them and how you can approach them differently and stuff like that. Earthdawn Survival Guide and the Legends of Earthdawn are both on all the major podcast platforms. So just search for Earthdawn and both of those will come up pretty high.
Yeah, if you're considering playing this game, I highly recommend Earthdawn Survival Guide. There's a lot of lore in the world of Earthdawn, and they do a really good job of going through and combing through the different disciplines and the world and everything.
Hitting the high points and trying not to drown people with a lot of minutia. That's one of the things that I try and do. Is there is a lot of fascinating lore and great information, and even the old edition books from 25 years ago are just some of the best, most readable source books that you'll have, because a lot of them are presented sort of in setting, and you can pick up, say, the Denizens of Earthdawn, which is a book that focuses on the different races, and it is written as if it was a book written by a Tiskrang about Tiskrang that is in the library of Thralls. So it is something that a character could, in theory, go there and pick up that book and actually read it themselves. There's a lot of that kind of diegetic material for the setting, and it's all just some of the best game writing, especially from the 90s that you'll run into.
Well, thank you again so much for joining us, Josh. Thank you everybody at home for listening, and we will see you next time on Tales from the Omniverse.
Tales from the Omniverse is a Critshow Studios production. This episode edited and produced by Brandon Wentz with music by Jake Purley.